You know, I've said this before, I'll probably say it again. Facts don't lie. Sentiment here and there, it fails. But when the facts are on the ground, every other thing follows. Everything responds to facts. Let's watch this video together and then we'll come back and we'll discuss a little bit. And if I don't come back to discuss a little bit, drop your comment. What do you think? What is wrong with Nigeria, really? What do you think is wrong with us? See you.
Now, we need to deal with corrupt issues, attitude to work, attitude to everything, to bring in foreign direct investment. You see, when you go outside and you talk to foreign investors, maybe you talk to presidents or whoever, as soon as you leave the room, they will sit down to have their own meeting. That's how investment works. It's like applying for a bank loan. As soon as you walk out of the door, the credit committee will sit down to have their own meeting. As business application, what do you gentlemen think? What is his balance sheet here? Does he have, how much does he deposit in this bank in the first place? If my deposits in the bank is almost at sub-zero and Bosin is here to ask for $1 billion, $1 billion, they're going to say, he doesn't even have deposit here to start with very well. What are his business? They're going to start scrutinizing your credit application, loan application, in your absence. So as soon as Mr. President leaves with his entourage, those countries will sit down with their presidents and the private sector to review Nigeria in our absence. So what they think about us, the assessments in our absence is what matters, not what goes on television. So the decision is not made through those handshakes. Decisions are made after those handshakes to say what is the reality, what are the realities on ground in Nigeria. Mr. President of that country, his minister, they've spoken, we've heard them. Now what do you decide? It's like looking for a wife. Now you guys had this bachelors, whatever. The first thing is that you come, you bring palm wine or whatever. I'm not going there. I just okay, I'll take that back. But again, the decision is made to either give you the girl or not after the suitor's family had left. What do you think?
Discussing marriage.
Economic issues.
You know the in-house.
Because budget has to be involved in planning marriage as well.
The bachelors in-house.
I'm talking about, but I'm trying to link
the
it.
population.
Yeah, I'm talking about the budgeting process now.
Oh, okay.
Because they'll talk about the
wood.
foreign direct inflow. Okay. What is the budgeting? What's the revenue of the prospective suitor? What is his balance sheet? You remember that pension fund that said, the father-in-law says, do you have a pension account? And the gentleman was looking like, I don't know what it is. When you have a pension account, come back and hear from my daughter. That is how investment works. So we want investment, you have to be suitable as a suitor. So is Nigeria a suitable destination for investment? We have opportunities. Now you find why investors, if you call an MDA, a minister, or the CEO of a DG, and it's not available for a day or for a week, that investor is not going to wait forever. Remember, every dollar that every investor wants to put anywhere in the world has a competition. So don't take yourselves too seriously. Take what you admit too seriously. We tend to take ourselves too seriously in this country rather than take what we are doing so serious. We believe that we are serious, right? But again, are we doing things seriously? That is where the difference is. So that dollar is waiting. If you take 1 week out of 53 weeks, you are left with 52 weeks. That investor is not going to lose 1 week because that money is not even his own. Maybe it's a pension fund from Chicago, from wherever, and they are waiting for returns on their own investment. So every dollar we are asking for, either from India, from China, from everywhere, is competing with another dollar from another country, from another region in the world.
Listen, because you said a lot. And the truth is, it now makes sense why photo ops in Saudi, deals announced months after.
That's a reception.
Photo ops with Olaf Scholz, deals announced. So, I want Nigeria to succeed. What are the things we can do that when these investors will talk about Nigeria at the back of President Tinubu, they will talk about us favorably? Because there was a time that they used to talk about us for 8 years ago, 2015 here. Most of the FDAs into Africa flowed to Nigeria. But today,
That's our political capital.
but today, when people are talking about investment in the oil sector, we call ourselves in charge of Africa and oil, but they are investing more in the oil sector in countries like Egypt that we will not tout.
Angola.
Yeah, and Angola
Senegal,
will not tout
Sierra
their
Leone.
capacity. Senegal, Sierra Leone,
Yes, DR Congo.
than us. I mean, look at even Liberia. Look at Rio,
Yes.
the mining giants coming. So how would they talk about us and say, okay, this makes sense? Because if you say 200 million population, the first thing is, as we speak today, what's the purchasing power of that 200 million population?
Let me ask you, my sister, will you go to Afghanistan to invest today? That is a simple question. You don't need to. Nobody tells you. Nobody. Let me tell you why countries have embassies everywhere in the world. The United States Embassy in Nigeria is the only credible entity an investor in the US will listen to come to Nigeria. Not to Peter Obi or anybody going there and preaching. The reason why we set up country-state embassies in a country is to study the situation of that country. So the British High Commission gives the British people, including their businesses, I've been part of it because I lived in the Britain, they give them the feedback whether to come or not. And I can tell you, if you go and read their report, you are now second or third most terrorized country in the world. You are now, in terms of drug prevalence, you are now number one. So nobody is going to go to a war. The person has to be alive to enjoy the return on his investment. So nobody is going to go with you and everything. Intel is just investing 7 billion in Malaysia. I haven't heard the president of Malaysia going anywhere to talk about that. He's in Malaysia. The investors' money go is like a bee. If you put honey here, the bees will come. How they will penetrate through this door, you won't even know. You need to put things in order. We need to sit down and do our work here and do the proper things. The things we can do to stimulate the economy. For example, we just sold 5G auction and we have made $550 million. Let that money be properly invested today in creating maybe a tech innovation or, supporting STEM courses that will help to grow the country in the future. We have a pool of young, energetic, talented young men. Today, India, all Asian countries, outsourcing is becoming expensive. So they are looking for where to go. Let's put that money into what can help us. If we do it properly, we could be creating Facebook and companies like that in the future. Today, our entire stock market is valued at $45 billion. Facebook valuation is $900 billion. So we're not even 5% of Facebook alone. And we have so many people who can create such companies there. But by the time you know it now, they tell they use the money to pay judgment debts. What type of thing is this? Is what I'm saying. Let us do the proper things other people are doing. Okay. It's very easy.
Okay, let's talk about